Well, good morning, everybody. Second day of our amazing Kong Summit. I hope last night wasn't too rough. You all know me by now. My name is Marco Palladino. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Kong. And today, the last day, we're going to start our second keynote. Before that, let's recap our first day, all the things we did yesterday. Yesterday, we made a few announcements. We said that API management is dead. There are 3 trends that are happening in the industry right now. And one of these trends is that data is always in flight. We're living in a cloud-native and a hybrid world as well. And there is an explosion of services across every enterprise in the world. We're going from one service to thousands of services. We also announced that we are renaming our products, our packages, in Kong and Kong Enterprise. There is no more Community Edition. There is not going to be more Enterprise Edition. We obviously also announced many product announcements. A big milestone for Kong 1.0. That ships with service mesh deployments as well, as you had the chance to see and live from upstairs yesterday. And then we also made a few product announcements. We introduced Kong Manager to organize your teams. Kong Brain to help you auto-visualize and auto-document your APIs. And then Kong Immunity, the next generation anomaly detection for your services. With that said, let's start day 2. There doesn't exist modern software without ecosystems. Yesterday, we said that open source must have a community. And today, we say that software has to have ecosystems in this day and age to keep moving forward. This is the reason why we could not achieve the SOA dream 10 years ago. We were not ready. We didn't have the ecosystem in place. This is the CNCF landscape. Half of the logos you're seeing here in this picture did not exist at all 5 years ago. Ecosystem and the tooling we have today, it's unprecedented. And today, with this tooling, with platforms like Docker, Kubernetes, and so on, we can now finally build that vision of the enterprise that we had 10 years ago. From monoliths to microservices, from single legacy large code bases to distributed code bases. In Kong, in order to execute on the vision of the service control platform, must support each one of these ecosystems. As we're building software, there is a trend in the industry of thinking that everything has to be either one thing or another. And that's not the case. We're going to use each one of these patterns, each one of these trends to build our software. Because some of them make more sense than the others in certain use cases. Depending what kind of business value we're trying to achieve from our software, we might decide to go from monoliths to microservices, to serverless, and to any other emerging trend. Who knows what's going to show up 5 years from now? Each one of these patterns has an ecosystem in place. And Kong plays nicely with each one of these patterns. Kubernetes Kubernetes could be the future of infrastructure. Kubernetes, it's an amazing platform that allowed organizations to be successful with containers. And since Kong wants to support each one of these ecosystems and trends, we do also support Kubernetes very well with the Kubernetes Ingress controller. It's not just about supporting platforms, it's also about supporting all the tooling that surrounds those platforms. Like Prometheus, like Zipkin, like StatsD. As we keep receiving feedback from the community and from our customers, Kong integrates more and more with the surrounding ecosystem, thanks to the plugin-based architecture that we've built. And plugins, connectors, integrations that people are building around Kong, it's also growing very fast. There are over 4,000 projects surrounding Kong on GitHub today. 500 of those are plugins. Plugins that the community, that we have built together on top of Kong. Policies that you can apply, integrations, connectors to third-party systems, and these are the public ones. Then each one of us also has private plugins that allow us to take care of very specific legacy edge requirements within our own environment. Among the announcements we made, the Plugin Development Kit, or PDK, as we like to call it. This is the first step to make it easier to contribute on top of Kong. Today we support Lua. We're going to open up this to more and more languages moving forward. But most importantly, the PDK allows the community to contribute to Kong without worrying about breaking changes. As we update versions of Kong, the PDK will keep that, it's an abstraction layer that will keep that retrocompatibility with the Kong core as Kong core changes. This is going to be the new way to build connections, connectors, integrators, plugins on top of Kong. A few months ago, we have announced a place for the community to talk, to collaborate, to work together. And that place, it's Kong Nation. We used to have lots of different community channels all over. We used to have a Gitter chat. We used to have a mailing list. And we decided to consolidate all of these different channels into one place. That one place, it's Kong Nation. You can check it out at discuss.konghq.com. But while we did have a place for the community to come and collaborate and talk to each other, we did not have a place for our ecosystem. It was scattered. On GitHub, online, you had to Google for plugins. On Lua Rocks, perhaps. And so I'm very excited to announce that we're fixing this. And we are announcing our Kong Hub. Kong Hub is going to be the place where, moving forward, all of these plugins and all of these integrations and connectors that we build, the community builds, that you build, are going to be created and searched for. The Kong Hub is going to be the new home for Kong's ecosystem. It's powered by the community. It's powered by us. If you want to create a plugin and you want to share it with any other Kong user, you can publish it in the Kong Hub. And from the Kong Hub, other users, other community members can now search for those integrations and use them in production on top of their own Kong cluster. It's very easy to contribute. And we're going to show the process just in 1 second. Effectively, Kong Hub improves that vision we always had of making Kong a platform. When you think of Kong, you're thinking of a system that can run all these connectors and policies that we call plugins on top of each other. If without plugins, Kong, it's a plugin, it's an empty plugin run loop. Plugins it's what make Kong, the product we all know. Plugins are the components that enable every single use case within Kong. So the Kong Hub is going to be a place where we can find those plugins and where we can create those plugins. And it's going to be very simple to do so. We do have documentation as code principle with the Kong Hub, in a sense that in order to create a new integration, you first build it, and then you can submit a pull request to the public Kong Hub repo, and that will publish the plugin you have built within the Kong Hub. Once you do that, everybody else can now search for that and use it. The Kong Hub, it's not a contribution that we have done by ourselves. I would like to take this chance to thank our launch partners that have worked with us to make Kong Hub a reality. These are some of them. It's very easy to contribute. konghq.com/hub. That's it.